Today, we're going to talk about something, well, something big. We're diving into a foundational lie, one that may have shaped your entire life. And the crazy thing is, it was planted in your mind long before you could ever really question it.
I mean, think all the way back, before you could even read, before the letters on a page meant anything to you at all.
And even before you could truly reason, before you could build an argument or think logically about anything, you were basically a little sponge, just soaking it all in.
And right then, in that super impressionable state, you were told a lie. Not just some little white lie, but a fundamental one. One that would become the bedrock for so much else.
Yeah, this isn't just any lie. We're talking about the first lie, the one that almost everything else you came to believe was built right on top of.
So you're probably asking, how on earth did this happen? Well, it all starts when we're kids, with this really subtle but incredibly powerful kind of instruction. And look, it almost always comes from a good place, right? From a desire to keep you safe, to help you fit in. But the method taught you to just accept things, not how to actually think for yourself.
I mean, come on, we've all heard this one, haven't we? It's the ultimate conversation stopper. It's not an explanation, it's a declaration. It's a full stop that basically says stop asking questions.
And it goes beyond just that one phrase. Think about these other little commands. Don't ask too many questions. This is just how it's always been done. Good children obey. On the surface, sure, it seems like simple discipline. But underneath, there's a much deeper lesson being taught. That questioning is a problem, tradition is untouchable, and obedience is the goal.
So what does this all add up to? All of those early messages point to one single foundational belief. The first lie, that truth is not something you discover for yourself, it's something that is handed to you by someone else, by some outside authority.
Okay, but why did we accept it so easily? Why didn't we fight back? Well, the answer taps into a really powerful primal human need. See, our sense of safety was tied directly to our acceptance. At the end of the day, belonging just feels a whole lot safer than being right.
And this just lays it out so clearly. This is the subconscious choice we all made as kids. Look at the two paths. You obey, you get praise, approval, you feel safe. You question, and you risk correction, punishment, maybe even shame. For a little kid, which path are you going to choose? It's a no-brainer.
And that right there is the critical lesson. Your brain, which is wired for survival above all else, learns something vital. Being accepted by the tribe, belonging, is way more important and a whole lot safer than chasing down your own independent truth.
So this lie gets planted when we're young. But here's the kicker. It doesn't just stay in childhood. Oh no. It grows up right along with you, and it starts to shape your decisions as an adult in ways you might not even recognize.
The lie just changes its clothes. It starts with obey your parents. Then you go to school, and it becomes follow the curriculum. Then you get out into the world, and the message from society is don't rock the boat, just go along to get along.
But you know what? Here's where we get to the real core of the problem. And it's a subtle one. The initial lie, it isn't even the most dangerous part of this whole equation.
No, the real danger is that you were never invited to go back and take another look. That belief was installed like a piece of software when you were 5, and then it was just left to run in the background of your life. Nobody ever tapped you on the shoulder and said, hey, maybe you should check if you still actually agree with that.
And this quote just nails why it's so hard to change. To even question these deep-seated beliefs can feel like you're betraying your family, your community, your entire identity. It feels so much safer to just keep defending the ideas you were given than to face the discomfort of actually waking up. So where does that leave us? What do you do with all this? Well, the path forward isn't about rushing out to find a bunch of new answers. It actually starts with something much more fundamental. It starts with finding the courage to doubt the old ones. It's a process of unlearning.
So let me just reframe this whole thing for a second. What if the biggest lie wasn't about where truth comes from? What if the very first lie you were ever told was that you shouldn't question things in the first place?
And that's the thought I really want to leave you with. What if the real starting point for truth isn't having all the right answers, but just finding the courage to ask the honest questions? Something to think about.